He-Man and the Masters of the Universe! I am Adam, Prince of Eternia, defender of the secrets of Castle Grayskull. This is Cringer, my fearless friend. Fabulous secret powers were revealed to me the day that I held off my magic sword and said, "By the power of Grayskull, I have the power!" Cringer became the mighty Battle Cat, and I became He-Man, the most powerful man in the universe. He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. The movie. Oh no, not this one. Get this piece of shit out of here, bro. Please. He-Man is finally back on the big screen, and this time with a proper adaptation that I actually like. Now, I ain't gonna bullshit with you guys. I don't know nothing about He-Man. All I know is that it's a man in a loincloth that's screaming, "I have the power," and swinging his magical sword, fighting against Skeletor and with his battle cat, Cringer. That's all I know. And besides the memes of, "Hey, hey, hey, hey," that's pretty much it. But man, I went into this theater thinking like, oh, this movie's probably gonna be so corny and just filled with so much like old heads. And I went with my dad. My dad's an old head. He grew up with this stuff. I didn't. I mostly grew up with SpongeBob and Ben 10. But man, seeing this film I actually enjoyed it. This film was definitely something that I wasn't expecting for the summer of 2026. But there's an issue here. This film is not doing good in the box office because nobody's watching it. And it's actually a good flick. And it leaves a good feeling in my body. Like, I actually really like this film. Also, Jared Leto gave his best performance as fucking Skeletor. This man was a bat, Tron, the Joker, failed at everything. But now he actually got a character that fits him. And man, oh man, I actually do love Skeletor in this film. One of the best parts out of the whole entire film. But everything else was really fun. It was corny. It was funny in certain parts. There was a lot of stuff that I didn't like either. And we'll get to that in just a moment. But light spoiler warning, guys, obviously, because I'm going to give my personal opinion and say what scenes I really like and what scenes I don't like. And if you made it this far in the video, yo, subscribe, please, guys. We're so close to reaching 100 subs. Please do. Support me, please. He-Man starts off with him as a kid. We then progress to him being sent away because Skeletor attacks, and he gets sent to Earth. Now, I have no issue with the Earth scenes. It's just, it's kind of, there's certain points of it that I'm just like, was this really necessary? Why didn't they just send him to, I don't know, a different area of Eternia or different planes, and we kept in the same like universe? Granted, the whole film towards the end and the middle half is all in Eternia, but again, why did we need to go to Earth? This was kind of pointless in my opinion. He becomes human resources or something like that, where he see his boss who's corny as fuck. She's like, "Okay, I don't want to have to fire you, but let's get down to eye level, yada yada yada." And I'm just like, really? Is it this is what we're working with? Now, we then start to see some of the action scenes, which I fucking love. The action scenes in this film were actually so good and on point. I thought, you know, He-Man fighting off a whole bunch of the enemies that or some of the old people know that they love and stuff like that. It's great, you know. We got, I think his name was Ripjaw or Grimjaw, whatever the fuck his name was, but he was kind of like a recurring villain a little bit for Man of Arms, and was like the first real threat towards He-Man, sort of. He-Man just fucking ripped off his arm and just threw him away. But yeah, I thought it was really enjoyable seeing some of the action scenes and stuff like that, but there was a lot that I really, really do want to see more of, and that was more of Eternia. And I'm so glad we got to see bits and pieces of Eternia, but I wish we got a little bit more. but they're kind of building it up to a second film, which I completely understand. We got my girl She-Ra. Now, I don't know nothing about She-Ra either. The closest that I know about this cartoon, and it's not even this cartoon, is fucking Thundercats. Yeah, this cartoon. I know a little bit more about Thundercats, not a whole lot. I haven't seen this show in a long ass time, so I don't remember anything. The only villain that I know that I fuck with is Mun-Ra. Mun-Ra's dope. But yeah, He-Man. This movie is very enjoyable, and unfortunately, it's suffering in the box office. It's one of those pieces of movie film that I think a lot of people should really go and watch. Now, a lot of people might have different opinions on it. In my personal opinion, I give it a 7. 7.5 out of a 10. The reason why is because of a lot of things that were kind of cringy and corny, but that doesn't take away the fact of just bits of character development, interesting plot points, funny dialogue, hell, an homage to the older film, which was actually complete hot garbage. I hate this film. I never want to see this film again, and if I do, I gotta be drunk out of my mind. And I'm diabetic, and I can't even be drinking like that. But yeah, I love this film for certain reasons, and I already kind of spoiled bits and pieces of it, but man, go watch it, dude. I want this film to actually do good in the boxes. I want to do good in the box office so we can get a second film. Which, spoiler warning, again, it's going to be a She-Ra film, which I would absolutely love to see. And yeah, overall, the acting, the performances, the fucking practical effects, the makeup, everything was so good, man. It was such a good film, and I wouldn't change anything. As much as there was a lot of corny scenes, and as much as I kinda hated some parts of it, I don't completely hate this film. I actually find it a lot more enjoyable than the original, and the original one is garbage. But that's kind of not hard to say. This film really does make a really good adaptation of He-Man and making little jabs and punches of how corny this show was. And if y'all don't think this show was corny, you're lying to yourself, because this show is definitely corny. You got Skeletor being like, "Yeah, we'll meet again, He-Man," yeah, just running away, bro. But yeah, dude, Jared Leto, listen, I know a lot of people hate you. I read a little bit of I read some things about what he did, and I'm like, okay, I get the hate. I completely understand. He killed it in the performance, guys. I'm giving him my flowers. He did a good job as Skeletor. That's it. But, guys, go give this movie a watch. Again, I've already spoiled the bits and pieces of this film, but again, I'm not trying to go in depth. I want you guys to go enjoy this film. Go watch it with your kids. Go watch it. Hell, go watch it by yourself. Give this movie some support, because right now it's not doing so good in the box office, and I want to see a second film. Please. And again, if you guys have made it to the end, like, share, and subscribe. Support your boy trying to make 100 subs, please!